This video is an introduction to the online classroom for BEST in Horticulture Group. So the new web address is bestlearnvle.co.uk, and when you access that through a browser, you should get a screen that looks something like this. When you come to log in, you can either use your username if you know what that is, or you can enter your email address as your username, and then you put your password in if you know what it is. If you don't know what your password is, we can use this link that says forgotten your username or password, and then you can either enter your username and click search, or enter your email address and click search, and if it can find a match in the system, it will then send an email to the associated email address, which will have a link in that you follow, allowing you to get in. I'm going to log in. Now when you first come in, you should come to your dashboard. That's this screen here. Now you've got the main part of the page, which should be showing sort of 95% of the width. You then have on the left hand side, there is a few other menu options. If you see this kind of icon with 3 horizontal lines, you can expand that particular menu, and you can see that there are different links in there to different things. And you can click on those 3 lines to shrink it back again. And then similarly, on the right hand side, there's some items which are actually hidden by default. But if you click on that little arrow, it will expand, and you'll see that there are some items in there that may be useful. But if you don't want to have access to them, you can just click on that again and it closes down. So you can choose how the interface works for you. Now in the top right corner, there will be an image. This image is what identifies you. At the moment, I have no image set. If you click on there, you'll see some different options again, one of which is profile. And it will then show you your picture, your name, which courses you are enrolled on. And if you go to this little cog item here, if you need to change your password, you can. There's a few preference check options there, or you can edit your profile. And here you can change your email address if it is incorrect. You can write a bit about yourself, and you can upload a picture. So if you want to have a picture associated with it, you can do there, and then just update profile once you've made your changes. So back on the dashboard. So as well as the options that pop up in these drop downs, you also have an icon to the left, which is the messaging drawer. That's where people have had communications with you through the system. They will appear up in this area here. You then have a notifications menu. So every time some sort of alert or message or update is sent through the system, something that sends you an email usually, they will also be listed here. So if you're not getting all the emails and you come into the site, you can see where they are in the notifications. At the moment I have none, but as I do things, I will get notifications appearing there. And what we then have in the main part of the page, just get rid of that, is you have a list of the courses that you are on. So there will be probably half a dozen or so courses or units. So to go into one of those, you just click on that and it will take you in. And then down towards the bottom, we have some useful links for things that will help you while you're studying. And then at the very bottom, we have a weather forecast for Ryton for the upcoming days. So if I go into one of the courses or one of the units, when you're in a unit, the way that it is laid out is, in this case, it's broken down into different topics and each one has like a tile. If you click on one of the tiles, it will let you go in. So if I go first of all to about this unit, what it will do is it will expand. It will show me who the tutors are, including a link to their profile, so you can then message them through there. And then you have various bits of content appearing below. You can either use the arrows at the bottom that allow you to go to the next section, and that allows you to work your way through sequentially, and you can either go previous or next. Or if you go back to the top of the page, this kind of line of links that appears under the title is called a breadcrumb trail. So if I click on that item there, it will take me back to the course page, and then I can choose a different topic to go into if I wish. Towards the top of the course, you will find an item that's called one-to-one communications with your tutor. So the idea of this is if you want to send a file to a tutor for them to look at, you can click on this item, you can create a new message, you then find the person that you want to send the message to in the people list, you give it a title, you can type what you want in the message box, and then you can attach a file here. You can just drag and drop files in, and then you can send. It will notify the tutor that you've communicated with them. They can then see the files. They can then reply to you with any suggestions or improvements as is required. For those that used the previous system, this used to be called the Dropbox, but we've created a slightly better mechanism using this activity, and we've called it one-to-one communications with your tutor rather than calling it the Dropbox. At any point, if you want to go back to your dashboard, it's on the left-hand side. It's that little icon that looks like a speed dial on a car dashboard. And from there, you can then go to a different course if you wish. As well as the actual teaching units, you should have access to either a level 2 or a level 3 student area. And in those areas, there is a discussion forum where you can actually just have conversations with other people who's on a level 2 course similar to yourself. And then there's another area which is for example exam questions, and this is what Janet will use. Every couple of weeks she'll post an example question and it will send an email to you. If you don't want to receive those emails, you can go into that area and you can unsubscribe from them, from that particular forum. So you can choose which emails you get and which ones you don't. It's entirely up to you. So that's been a quick introduction and orientation to the new online classroom area.